Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So I'm going to go with you guys on AMC. AMC has been gaining a lot of pressure as the market has been continuing on higher. I'm going to go over exactly what has to happen for AMC to continue on higher and what exactly also has to happen for the SPY to continue on higher. I did go over the market earlier, but I'm going to go over a quick recap with you guys on the SPY because SPY very much has been moving AMC. So I'm going to go over exactly what has to happen for us to continue. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button. And if you do not want to miss any of our market updates or our potential breakouts that I mentioned throughout the week, hit subscribe. And if you guys are day traders or you guys are looking for intraday perspective breakouts all throughout the week, go to instables.com in the description below, and only for $15 a month you guys will never miss a breakout alert the day again. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on AMC to go over an overall update with you guys. Again, we did have a previous break all the way up to 72.50. As you guys can see, we do have our symmetric triangle that we did mention. If we did drop down below, and we did have our 20-day average also curling down here, showing us that momentum to the downside, and sure enough did drop down below our 20-day average, also had our 20-day average curling, and then we did sure enough have that continuation below the symmetric triangle. Mentioned that we could continue on lower from here. As you guys can see, we did have this bounce. Also did mention this bounce here on the channel. We also did have a triangle that did play out to the downside here that we didn't really talk about because we were having a lot of pressure overall in the market to the downside, so we kind of knew that it was going to continue on lower. And as you guys can see recently, we do have our 20-day average that is now crossing back over our 50. As you guys can see, we had a major bounce that we also did mention here, mentioned this in the Intables room, a very nice break that we had here. And as you guys can see, now we have our 20 crossing back over our 50. So a lot of people are curious, with this momentum, do we have a chance to continue here? Well, we're going to be looking at our pressure here. As you guys can see, we do have some buy pressure that has been coming in. I do like how we are crossing above the median of our MACD. That does show us that we could continue. We don't have a large amount of increase in pressure here. We are going to be looking for an increase in pressure if we are going to continue on with that momentum to the upside. We also do have a previous pressure point here on the daily chart that we also want to continue on past if we are looking for that strong push. As you guys can see, almost exactly the same pressure point that we had previously before we did get rejected on higher highs here. So our question would be looking to see if we can continue on into higher highs here on our buy pressure to continue on with that momentum to the upside. That would be exactly what a lot of people want to see as far as a possible squeeze again with AMC. But again, we have our EMA line still crossing up here above the median of our MACD, showing us that we still could continue. Now looking at SPY real quick, because SPY very much has been moving AMC. Again, a very big watch here with SPY as we are leading into Fed rate hikes next Wednesday. As you guys can see, we have our EMA lines that are now pointing up. We did mention this early in the week that we were pointing up, showing us that possibility on that continuation. We broke above our previous buy pressure point going into today. So we are looking to see if we can continue on with that buy pressure going into tomorrow, especially on this bounce. As you guys can see, we are getting a bounce off of a previous level that we did have a continuation on from, because we did hold levels. We did continue on higher on a spike here. We did have a major bounce recently here from a major point that we did continue on higher from, but now we are having a smaller bounce on a point that was not exactly the largest reaction that we had to the upside. So we're going to be careful here, looking to see if we can get back over $20 is what I'll be looking for. Again, we did mention our recent video here with AMC that if we did break over 16, then we could continue on higher. We did break over 16, now sitting here at 17.52, and we are now looking for those next gap up points, and we would be looking at our VPVR here. As you guys can see, we have the strongest point here at $18 as we did get a previous consolidated continuation on lower at this point. A very strong level here on the VPVR, which is exactly here at $18 that we also did mention previously that we would be looking out for as a possible rejection. Again, this is our consolidated continuation on lower. We want to be very careful leading into those levels. If we can get back over $20, then we can have a continuation and a safer chase from there, in my opinion, compared to leading into $20, because that break that we were looking for is at $16. As you guys can see, we had this gap from $16 jumping up to where we are now, and with that rejection leading into $18 is exactly what I would be careful from. But again, a very nice breakout here with AMC that we did mention previously, looking to see if we can break over $16 from. Again, if you do want to see major breakouts that we mentioned in the Intables room, major breakouts, for example, like we mentioned with PGY today, as you guys can see on the 5-minute chart, mentioning this halted at $3.90, had a spike, had a pullback, had consolidation right above our halt that we had at $3.90, continued on higher, and as you guys can see, we did have a symmetric triangle. We did continue on higher, breaking up all the way up to $8 from $3.90, over 100% on the day. Again, a higher risk play here with PGY, but less of a higher risk play that we had today with TBLT, mentioning from pre-market, just looking for continuation volume at $3.30, breaking into new highs, holding our 20-day moving average above our 50, showing us that we still could continue to respect it, textbook breakouts here, continue to break continue highs all the way up to $5.18. Mentioned very high risk. Make sure we did take paper profits at that time. Now, again, with that said, if you are familiar with volatile breakouts like AMC and you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts very similar or even better than AMC's breakouts, in my opinion, for most of our breakouts, go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you instabulls that come over every single day and support the channel, we're going to continue to go at it. Stay patient, take what the market gives us. Again, we are going to be looking for this continuation still, but making sure we do get confirmation on that larger gap up level is exactly what I would be looking for here, and making sure we are focused on better plays until we do get that confirmation level that we are looking for is exactly what we'll continue to focus on in the instabulls room for every single play. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.